Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VIII. Last time, we finished up our business at the Fire Cavern. Fought a few battles, won some cards in Balm City, and now we're going to show off a couple of things around here before we head back to Garden. Now, there's a number of these throughout the game. Hidden draw points at various spots throughout the world map. I will put on screen a map that I found online of presumably all of them. Yeah, there's a butt ton of them. I don't have any plans on showing them off unless you specifically want me to do it. Most of the ones you find on the world map aren't the best anyway, so it's not a huge issue to worry about. I wouldn't, it's not like we're missing out on a lot of stuff by not showing those off. But I did want to show off the three that are on the... You step off the road for a quarter of a second and you run into a damn battle. That's Final Fantasy VIII for you. Alright, I'm out. Yeah, we don't need to fight any of the enemies around here. There's no downside to running away, so don't worry about that. Now, I could have gotten this before, but I didn't. So let's go over here. There are two more draw points on the island of Balm where we happen to be. And this is the Blizzard one. Give that to you. You'll notice the ones on the world map don't give us a lot. And that's one of the primary reasons why I'm not a big fan of them. There are two locations in the game where ones on the world map do serve a purpose. It is not the starting island. Definitely not the starting island. Woohoo, a whole one cure spell. Helpful. Alright, so we've got back here. Before I do anything else, I'm actually going to backtrack here and we're going to save. Okay, now that we've saved ourselves up, we can get to doing what we actually want to do here in the garden, which is not another tutorial on taking care of our girlfriend, or our GF. Hold the cancel button, move on. We do lose Kesis as a party member at this point, though that's not particularly important. If you need to remove GFs from being junction to her, you can do so in the menu still. For the most part, I won't be getting draw points like multiple times. Keyword, for the most part. There is specifically one that I would definitely like to do that with. Other than that, now that we're back here, we want to play some cards, pretty much. Now that we have a decent set of them, we can actually do a lot of carding and a lot of playing cards if we want to get extremely overpowered really, really quickly. And I will get into that. But before we do that, I need to save one more time because we're going to screw some shit up. Okay, invasion of the evil nephews. What was I doing? They're not supposed to show up on a Tuesday. I know this video isn't going out on a Tuesday, but I'm recording on a Tuesday. Alright, so the thing that I wanted to show off up here, they're not always going to be here, so we're going to have to zone in and out for this to happen. Is that the right setup? I want to talk to you? I think there's supposed to be two people sitting down. Yeah, so we're going to zone in and out again. Maybe I'll wonder if I should be zoning in and out by the classroom. There's supposed to be two people that can randomly that show up here, and they'll be sitting down. And there'll be something you can do here which will lead into something. There we go. I'm betting it's these guys. You and Cypher are the only students to choose Gunblades as your specialty. Would you mind showing it to me? Okay. The way that this works is you can do this right after getting back from the Fire Cavern. If you select Sure, you actually will be penalized for it. Now, the reason you are penalized for it is because you're not supposed to bring up your weapon in the halls. And so the teacher gets mad at you. I don't know how you saw that from inside the classroom. You will be penalized. So yeah, you get in trouble for that one. This is the first time I've actually seen this scene, to be honest, because I never thought to come up here. But basically, this is a military academy, and that being the case, pretty much any action we take will be scrutinized to make sure we avoid doing things that might interfere with our training or the examination. We need to not do these specific things because we will be penalized for it. This will continue for the first few hours of the game, and eventually we'll be able to talk about it and it will make more sense and we'll be able to kind of show it. But yeah, anything that you do that you're not supposed to in that time period will affect your, for lack of a better word, grade. So I'm going to restart. And we're going to load up the file that I just made. And now from here, we can do some things. First things first, hello, want to play a card game? You don't have to do this now. You could do this later if you wanted to, but I might as well do it now. It's not like it's terribly difficult. So now that I have some different cards, I have a new setup here. And my setup, do I want that one? Okay, and in the longest time it's ever taken me to get this to show up, I have probably challenged this guy and beat him about 10 times before he used Minimog. Now, anyone in the game who has a rare card has a chance to use it. It usually was within the first 3 or 4 attempts at facing the guy. This is incredibly rare, but when you play a guy that has a rare card, you usually want to obtain it because there's usually only quote-unquote one in the world, though there's ways of getting more than one later in the game. I will go over that when we get there. Okay, first things first, typically when you're facing an opponent, they're going to pick a card and they're going to put it right here. Almost every time that's what they do because the game's intelligent that way. So what I'm going to do is, let's see here, I am going to play this card here in hopes that the card, yes, will play that one there, which means I've just taken that card. Good for me. Congratulations. And next move here, wasn't exactly how I planned things out here. We're going to play this card here. The reason for that is because you can take it one way, and then I can take it another way. Now, it didn't matter where they put the card. This isn't just, you know, dumb luck that they happen to put it here so I can take it, because I could have taken this card if I was right beside it. So the AI is stupid, but it's not that stupid. It's still pretty stupid. So now we've got our second rare card, the Ifrit card we got after the boss fight against Ifrit. Now, that guy is a pain in the ass if you're trying to challenge him over and over and over again, which I was. But now that we've got that, I'm going to go save since I've done a lot of cards against him already now. Of course, I haven't gotten anything good because he doesn't have anything useful, but oh well. Now that we've done that, actually there was something I was going to mention about the fire cavern. It wasn't the fire cavern, it was the GFs. The GFs that we got out of the computer at the start of the game, we actually can get, if we didn't pick them up from the computer, Quistis will give them to us when we go and meet her to go to the fire cavern. And the reason why I'm sitting around here is because occasionally this guy shows up. But before challenging this guy, we do want to do one thing first. I want to go over card levels. Here we have level 1 cards, level 2, level 3, level 4, and even level 5, though we don't have any of those yet, but we can gain them around here. Our rare cards will go into the level 8, 9, and 10 ranges. Now, each level of cards is important because each level of cards, there's only certain cards in each level. And certain cards do certain things that we want them to do in terms of what we can, well, refine them into. Again, I'll get into more about it later. But this guy is important because there are a few level 4 cards And our chances of getting them are better with someone like this, as opposed to someone who uses level 1, 2, 3, and 4 cards. So the higher the chance of him using level 4 cards is better. Now here's my basic strategy for early game. Put something defensive down low, use the Minimog card in the middle there. Typically, the Minimog card will be taken. The reason why we play it in the middle is because it's going to take whatever's above it. It's going to be defended against anything below it, so when they go and take it one way, we can take it back, and that's pretty much all we have to do in order to win. There's variations on how this works. You really do have to play it by ear, but this is one kind of effective strategy at going about how to win card games, especially early on. You can play defensively, you flip one card and then just play the rest of the game defensively. You can also basically do a counter method where every time, you know, they flip one of yours, you flip something that's hidden away so that it can't be flipped back. You can do that too. Beyond that, we want to double check one thing. Like, we'll probably want to challenge him to more cards later, but there's another guy in here I want to challenge first, and that would be this guy. And we want to make sure we keep our all. Every once in a while, and it's already done this to me once, it'll degrade and it'll say 1 or it'll say direct. Cancel out of that game and then play the next game again. It won't always change permanently. Sometimes it just changes for one game and then it changes back. All right. So this guy has the ability to use level 1, level 3, level 4, and level 5 cards. So here we can win a few level 5 cards, and this will be important for a little bit because I want to gain some level 5 cards so that I have the ability to, you know, make good use of them. And I am protected if I do this. See, the game, you know, logically you would never put a card like that there unless you're employing the strategy that I was early in the game. But the game does it a lot anyway, because I didn't want the Visage card. Why did I put that in there? Whatever. Yeah, so we're gonna go here. Yes. Because we're still protected here. You're gonna play that card there. Now what I can do is this card over here, there's no way he can get it back if I take it. So now I've isolated that one away. There's no way anyone's getting that back from me. Now, the Minimog card is nice because now that I've got this particular setup here, I can play this card here defensively, and then it doesn't matter whether they put that up or down, I'll still be able to take it with my final move. Because pretty much any of the cards you're up against aren't going to have anything particular that you want. So I would challenge this guy for a number of cards. You can get some level 5 cards from him. That would be beneficial. We do want to grab a bunch of cards while we're around here. You don't have to do any of this by any stretch of the imagination. But I am going to do a lot of carding early in the game because it's beneficial. I don't need to go save. Because it's beneficial to basically demonstrating as much as I want to demonstrate as it pertains to how the game mechanics work and what you can do at low level and high level. And if you want to grind, you can do this. And if you don't want to grind, you can do that. If you don't want to draw, you can do this. And anyway, we'll get to it. So I'm just going to show off some of the people you can play cards against and some of the things you can get from them. Is it you? You're number 3. I don't want to play against you. Number 2, you do want to play against. And number 2, on my list here, can use level 1, level 3, and level 5 cards. In my experience, this lady, for some reason, seems to use a lot of Abyss Worm cards, which is a card I want a bunch of. So I'm going to play some card games against you. The other thing is, being one of the Trippies, she has Quistis's card. So what I'm going to do here is, again, why did I use the Visage? I'm just used to doing 3 in a row, I guess. Let's see here. Do I want to do that? You know what I'm going to do? think I'm going to play... I want to play that one there. It's not really the smartest move I can make, but I want to do it anyway. So yeah, we're going to do that, and then I've pretty much got this one, because I'm going to go do this, and there's no way you can take me, so I'm fine. Now, one of the big reasons for all is to gain a lot of cards quickly, but it also, because the default trade rule is one card. You trade one card when you win. If you have it set to all, you get all of these cards. If it's set to direct, the cards that you flip of your opponents go to you at the end of the match, and the cards that they flip go to them. So if Eifert got flipped and I flipped the Quistis, we would basically, and those are the only ones that got flipped somehow, we would switch those cards, which isn't really a good idea. I don't like that at all. Difference, or the diff rule, basically is based on the amount that you win by. So you win 6-4, you get two cards to pick from. You win 7-3, you get 4 cards to choose from, and so on. So now that I've got that, I don't really need Minimog anymore, because Quistis basically serves the same role. So I still want the Wendigo, because the Wendigo was good, and I want you to go there. Don't want any of these other ones. No, not particularly. We'll go back to the T-Rex. Still not using the Abyss Worm card that I want, but I've had a lot of luck trying to get that in the past. So I'm probably going to play a bunch of games against this person as well. I'm going to be doing a lot of card games off screen, because there's no point in me showing this over and over and over again. It's just not a lot of fun. So let's see here. Now I can make that move. Now you'll be able to take that one. But I can do this, which takes that one, makes me safe, and then I can counter by doing this, and I basically secure a spot where there's no way I can be taken. The strategy varies a little bit depending on the cards and the individual situations, but yeah, so keep playing against that person as well. And let's see, we do have, I believe, a couple more people that I would also like to play against. Okay. There are some other people you can play against. Treppy number 3 here, you can play against that one as well. That one can use level 5 cards as well. But there's someone better for challenging for level 5 cards. Now, the reason why there are better people to play is because they have a higher chance of using it. The one I'm going to go challenge next can only use level 2 and level 5 cards, so he has a much higher chance of using the level 5 cards that I want to gain. And basically, that's how this works. We want to challenge specific people that give us the highest chance to get the cards that we want to get. And no. That's unintuitive, but okay, sure, why not? We want to go to the cafeteria, and I pointed this person out to you before. He is over here, and he is in the back. It forces you to walk in this area. Press the square button to challenge one of these people. You have to select the guy in the back. This is Treppy number 1. He can only use level 2 and level 5 cards, so we have a much higher chance of picking up some level 5 cards, which I really do want to grab because they can be quite nice. The Toneberry King is a decent one to have there. The Elastoid is nice. And let's see here. And let's go for the Turtlepod. As you can see, the second card down there, they're starting to find some better cards once we see these level 5 cards show up. So we need to kind of think a little bit more about where we're placing cards and just make sure that we're doing it in a smart way. I'm going to do that this time. And you flipped me because I wasn't paying attention, because that's what I do apparently. So I'm going to flip you back. It's going to get flipped back again. I'm not super worried about that. And let's see here. Yeah, I think we'll play that card there. That's fine. And then we'll play this card here defensively. You're going to flip something. I'm not worried about winning or losing because most of those cards I don't need anyway. But yeah, if the situation looks rough, go for a draw and play defensively because you don't want to lose your cards. You can win them back from the same guy. That's not a problem. But you don't want to be put in a situation where, you know, you have to win those cards back if at all possible. See, this time we'll go back down to the bottom here. And again, I'm going to get taken because I'm not paying attention. I'm really bad when it comes to paying attention about what the other cards are and how they can be used against me. I don't pay enough attention to it. It's just kind of how I am. So we'll do that. And then... let's see... so yeah, we're safe if I do that. So yeah, now usually on the last few cards, I'll double check things. It's like, oh, I can win? Perfect. And with that being said, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to do a number of card games off screen. That's pretty much all we had for today. I do want to specifically point out some card players to play against, namely the ones I've encountered in this video. So Trippy number 1 was the guy in the back there. Trippy number 2 and number 3, those ones are upstairs. They both use level 5 cards in addition to Trippy number 1 in the cafeteria there. But they also use, number 3 uses 1, 2, 4, and 5. And number 2, the one that we got Chris's card from, uses 1, 3, and 5. So you can get different levels of cards from different people. I thought there was someone supposed to be sitting down in the corner there, but for some reason I can't find him. I don't know. Let's see. The guy walking in the library hall that we encountered first, he uses level 1 and level 4 cards, so if you specifically need level 4 cards, that's probably your best bet to get there. And the guy we played in the library itself, he uses level 1, 3, 4, and 5 cards. This guy also uses some cards if you want to deal with him. I'm not a big fan of that guy, but the other ones are a good choice. And with these ones, you're trying to get 10 El Noil cards, which is a level 5 card. We haven't seen those yet. 10 Abyss Worm cards, which is a level 3 card, and about 3 or so Blitz cards, which we have seen. They're a level 4 card. We've seen them, but we haven't been able to win any yet. But anyway, I'm going to work on that in between episodes. Don't worry about some of the other ones. I'll put on screen some other good cards to get, but don't worry about them. That's why we have the All feature, so we can get tons of different cards, and they can all be useful to us later on. But anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.